Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. What an exciting time to be an early adopter of this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Listen, guys, the market is doing what the market does. We'll go over that. Some very interesting things and some very interesting stuff coming out of crypto Twitter. Simon Dixon is back on Twitter again. Some very, very interesting stuff. It looks like Celsius Network, what is it called? The Unsecured Creditors Committee, the UCC, has asked to give Celsius more time. So they were supposed to kind of go before the court August 8th. It looks like that has been extended to August the 16th. Couple of interesting Telegram groups out there. One is for Celsius loans, and one is for Celsius custody accounts. Interestingly enough, the Celsius custody accounts have actually hired a law firm. They needed $100,000, and I think they needed it by yesterday. And I know they were very, very close to it, either 93,000 or 97,000, something along those lines. But that is interesting to note as well. I always think it's interesting whenever I hear banking issues when it comes to Celsius. And I know Simon Dixon is talking about that as well. The SEC is just out of control. I mean, just out of control with some stuff. We'll cover that. Ripple wants to get some SEC video content about RFAs. And the SEC is opposing it. And Attorney Fred Rispoli thinks it's very, very much child's play. So we'll get into that as well. In any case, guys, this is your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do it. The total cryptocurrency market cap, I'm going to refresh this. This says 1.11 trillion. It's actually 1.12 trillion. How about that? The Bitcoin dominance is at 39.4%. Never a great number if you want an alt season. Bitcoin is at $23,087 again. Ethereum is at $1,633 again. And XRP is at 37 cents again. So we see a few double-figure reds. So shout out to all the swing traders out there who might be making profit and becoming part of the new 1%. Because, yeah, we definitely needed our coin in the last 7 days. It's up 48%. Shout out to the people over there making it happen. Again, we need a new 1%. So if you're out there swing trading, I know that I am doing the swing trades, having a great success with doing that. I'll take the 10 to 26%. I'll take those on each play and move on. Building a portfolio for the long term. It's been pretty fun. Been pretty fun doing that. Again, guys, the market is just doing, what the market does. Coinbase partners with BlackRock. David Guckstein says, should I really say how I feel about this? Yeah. Coinbase and BlackRock, that's interesting. Partners with BlackRock. So Coinbase, BlackRock's clients are going to be able to get access to Coinbase. The institutional something called, I think it's called Coinbase Prime. I'm not sure why anyone would be surprised by that happening. Like, why would anyone be surprised that Coinbase and BlackRock hooked up? I don't think anyone would be or should be surprised by that, right? So there it is. For Fire Shirzad said, really pleased to see the introduction of the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act from Senator Stabenow, I think it's Stabenow, John and Corey and Senator John Thune. This bill will ensure that the CFTC has the authority it needs to regulate the digital assets commodities market. This is coming from the chief policy officer at Coinbase, formerly of Goldman Sachs. So we still got to figure out what the whole commodities thing is. And we still got to figure out why Ethereum keeps getting lumped in as a commodity constantly. Well, look, I think when you have law firms like Simpson and Thatcher and Cromwell and Sullivan involved in it, we need clear, consistent rules to regulate the crypto industry in the United States, says Brian Armstrong of Coinbase. It's great to see policymakers on both sides of the aisle work towards bringing that clarity. Jamie James Filan let us know about this the other day. This is interesting. Again, the SEC is just going to get themselves in trouble. I'm not sure if they really realize it. Ripple defendants request permission to serve non-party subpoenas to authenticate videos of 7 SEC officials. Public remarks in connection with previous RFAs. SEC will not consent, and SEC seeks to reopen discovery. Fred Rispoli says, this is the kind of garbage that pisses off judges. Fights that have nothing to do with merits. Unless Ripple is totally mischaracterizing SEC's position, which is, or in parentheses, he has unlikely. And even though the SEC continually proves me wrong on this, it can't be. The SEC can't be this dumb. This is pure childish obstruction. My guy, Gareth Soloway, says, starting to see the insanity return. Money stepping over money to get in. Money stepping over money to get in. That tells me the markets have not reached their ultimate lows. Near-term tech should be near topping out with 2 factors of resistance being kissed on the QQQ. Looking for a near-term pullback here. That's my guy for my signals for the swing trade. Axie Infinity is being called a Ponzi scheme. That is very, very interesting. And guess who's involved? VCs. Majorly involved. Go figure. You get the VCs involved and it just turns the crypto stuff to nastiness. Turns to nastiness. VCs involved with Celsius. VCs involved with BlockFi. VCs involved with Nexo is being charged with some type of embezzlement stuff. That's not going to be a good look. We'll see how factual that is. Yeah, embezzlement charges for Nexo. Not a great look. Not a great look at all. I'm going to end the video with something over here. I'll make sure I find it. Where's the financer? Okay. Stuart Alvarado laying it down. Smart guy. The SEC argued in the LBRY case, even if a fraction of people buy a token for investment purposes, you're in securities land, says the SEC. Does every jeweler now book a one-way ticket to securities land because a fraction of their customers are investing in the oldest commodity, which is gold? The SEC keeps regulating the CFTC to the kids' table. That's their regulation by enforcement strategy. Attack projects with varying resources so they can expand their jurisdiction beyond securities by telling judges with a straight face, we're the government, so we must be right. It's time for the industry to lock arms and defend this overreach together. Yeah, that's very, very true. It's going to be hard when YouTubers constantly say stupid things like Bitcoin is not the one and claim not to be XRP maxis when they are really XRP maxis. So, but it is time for the industry to lock arms and defend this overreach together. I agree, my friend. I agree. Stuart. The last 5 days, says Miles Dutcher. The last 5 days in crypto, $100 million. Is that Harmony hack? ONE? I think that's Harmony, is it not? I think Harmony, yeah, $100 million. I don't remember hearing about that. It is Harmony. It is Harmony. 190 million Nomad Bridge hack, which is the 4th biggest DeFi exploit in history. Solana private key hack, over 8,000 wallets affected. GitHub malware attack. 35,000 repositories infected. And this is the challenge, right? Because when the people that are supposed to be going after the bad guys are going after the good guys, hashtag Gary Gensler is not your friend, it just allows for the bad guys, the true bad guys, to just continue doing their thing. Because the SEC does not care about protecting the American investor. They care about expanding their jurisdiction for political aspirations. And unless we put our money put our vote where our money is, it's not going to change. That's the reality situation. So if you really believe in this new, the fourth industrial revolution, this new asset class, if you really, really believe in it, and it provides an opportunity for a level playing field, provides an opportunity to create a new 1%, gives access for the most part to every single individual with a smartphone. If you believe in that model, as opposed to things like accredited investors, if you believe in this equal access for everyone, with the ability to choose your own money, spend your own money, and store your own money any way that you like, if you believe in that, are you willing to put your vote where your mouth is? Because it's just a certain group of politicians who are bought and sold and bought, however you want to phrase that, by the banking regulators, who don't want this space to win, who don't want it to become bigger than what it is. That's just the fact of the matter. It's just what it is. Vast majority, mostly who are pro-crypto, are on the R side. Those who are anti-crypto, like Senator Warren, are on the D side, bought and paid for by banking regulators. It's just the truth. It's just the facts. And what can you say about that? It's just that, I mean, that is brutal. $100 million hack on Harmony One, $190 million Nomad Bridge hack, Solana's private key hack for 8,000 wallets affected, GitHub malware attack. Again, the bad guys know that the SEC and the Department of Justice and whoever else is not paying attention to them, going after good companies. That's what the SEC is doing, like Ripple and Library, going after them. Now, dealing with some stupid insider, quote unquote, trading, the SEC, and trying to call some things some securities. Don't care about you and I, the average retail investor, people on Harmony One. Don't care. Could care less. Unfreaking believable. It really, truly is unbelievable what's going on there. I love this. This is my second to last one I'm going to cover. The Deaton Law Firm just paid 2 lawyers working for me as independent contractors in crypto. One had a Coinbase account, so I paid him in Bitcoin. The other lawyer had an Uphold account, so I paid him in XRP. One of them is still waiting. I love it. So I'm going to end this video with, I'm going to end with this last tweet here. I think this is something to just kind of keep a perspective on all the crazy madness. The financier said, after I lost all my crypto on Celsius, my friend, the Real Plan C, sent me the story of a Chinese farmer related by Alan Watts. Take 90 seconds in your busy life to listen to it in full. Check it out.
Once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer who lost a horse, ran away. And all the neighbors came around that evening and said, "That's too bad." And he said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse came back and brought 7 wild horses with it. And all the neighbors came around and said, "Why, that's great, isn't it?" And he said, "Maybe." The next day, his son was attempting to tame one of these horses and was riding it and was thrown and broke his leg. And all the neighbors came round in the evening and said, "Well, that's too bad, isn't it?" And the farmer said, "Maybe." And the next day, the conscription officers came around looking for people for the army, And they rejected his son because he had a broken leg. And all the neighbors came around at the evening and said, "Isn't that wonderful?" And he said, "Maybe." This, in a way, in a certain sense, reflects a fundamentally Taoistic attitude, which is that the whole process of nature is an integrated process of immense complexity, and it is really impossible to tell whether anything that happens in it is good or bad, because you never know what will be the consequences of the misfortune, or you never know what will be the consequences of good fortune.
That is pretty powerful. You never know the consequences.
Once upon a time,
You never know the consequences of fortune, and you never know the consequences of misfortune. Pretty powerful. Listen, I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Well, you know what? Before I do that, do me a favor, hit that like button. Please let people know on YouTube that the Crypto Caesars YouTube channel is out there. We need a new 1%, guys, in the worst way. We really, really do. And the best way we can do that is to hit the like button, let people know that are hanging out on YouTube, watching dog videos and watching anacondas eat trucks, swallow up trucks, that there's a new asset class out there. It's called the digital asset space. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you haven't had a chance to do so, if you enjoyed the hangout, and ring the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we upload a video or when we do go live. I'm going to end this one like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.